Hey everybody, this book is called Clifford, the Small Red Puppy. I know we're probably used to Clifford being the big dog, but he probably started out as a small red puppy. Let's read and find out. Hi, I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is Clifford, my big red dog. Yesterday, my friend Martha said, I got my dog from a fancy pet store. Where did you get yours from? So I told her how I got Clifford. When I was little, I lived in a city. I didn't have a dog. One day, the man down the hall called us. His dog had puppies. He said, do you want one? One puppy was smaller than the rest. The man said, don't take that. That's the runt. He'll always be small and sick. But I love that little puppy, and he needed me. I named my puppy Clifford. He was so tiny that I had to feed him with a baby bottle. We got the smallest collar we could find for Clifford, but it was too big. When he began to eat dog food, we had to watch him all the time. He was so little that we was always getting lost in our small apartment. He was in Daddy's shoes. Daddy said Clifford was just too small. He didn't think he could live without through the winter. I was so sad. That night, I told Clifford I wished he would grow to be a big, healthy dog, and I told him I loved him. The next morning, he looked a little bigger to me. He seemed to have an easier time eating his dog food, and his collar wasn't as loose. In fact, by the time Daddy got home, the collar was too small. By bedtime, Clifford's tiny basket seemed so small for him, so I let him sleep on my pillow. That was a mistake. Look, he's growing overnight. The next morning, Mommy thought Clifford looked different. Daddy said, I think he's growing. I decided to take Clifford for a walk at the corner. I saw a big dog coming. I knew I should pick Clifford up so the big dog couldn't hurt him. I shouldn't have worried. Clifford really was growing. We ran home to show Mommy and Daddy how big he was. Had our apartment grown smaller? Daddy couldn't believe it. We put Clifford in the garden to sleep that night. In the morning, the lady upstairs called us. It was about Clifford. Look how big he is. In fact, all the neighbors were starting to notice him. The landlord called the police. They came to see Clifford, and Clifford would have to go. But how? He couldn't get through the door. There was just one way to get him out of our garden. Oh, he went to a moving truck. We sent him to live with my uncle, who lived in the country. I was sad. I missed my little puppy. And he was sad, and he missed me. One day we got a surprise. My uncle wanted Daddy to come work with him in the country. We moved right away. Clifford was waiting for me. I said, Clifford, stop growing. You're just right. So I said to Martha, that's how I got my dog. Tell me again how you got your dog? Martha said, forget it. So he started out as a really small puppy, but he just kept growing and growing and growing. And then he was Clifford, the big red dog.